Hello, everybody. Phil here. Welcome to Two Wheels Off Road, the week after the Scott trial.
Rappers here. We're both in our respective
We're
homes.
going to talk about the Scott trial 2025. Welcome, Phil Taylor. Phil, we met this time last week. It was prior to the Scott Trial 2025. Phil, you were about to embark upon your second start, and you had some great ambitions. We had a great interview. We had a great chat. Phil, how did he get on? We're desperate to find out. Tell us how it went.
Hello, everyone. It was a really good day. Don't think anyone can wish for better weather, better conditions. So that was perfect. My actual ride, I improved on last year on my last attempt, on my first attempt. So first attempt, just to recap, I got to section 33. This time I managed to get to 47 before just being timed out.
So so let's just remind everybody. So that it was actually 2014, was it your previous
Yeah.
attempt? So there was quite a big time lag, and so you've basically you've improved. So where is that? Where is the section in terms of if you know the course? Can you say approximately where that's near? You get over the Grouse Moor,
Yeah, it was. There's a group of four of us coming off the moor, and it was just a road crossing.
right?
I'm not. I only know some of the sections by name. Um, I remember struggling through Tank Trap, doing
Yeah,
a few more after that, and then I'm pretty sure we come off. I remember coming off the moor, coming to a road crossing,
yeah.
and there was a marshal there, steward, who timed four of us out. So
Sounds like you got beyond War Bridge, which I think is a
yeah, I
significant
think
way
so.
round. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're definitely on your way there, wouldn't it be, Mike? I think that sounds like you're on your way towards Bridgend. You
Yeah,
probably didn't get that far, Mike.
no,
yeah. What I think Phil's done, he's the first time in 2014, if he came off at section 33, that would have been bypass. So we'd have done the Grouse Moor, got down to the fuel stop at bypass. So that would have been 2014, which is 11 years ago. So I'll tell you what, there's a lot happened in 11 years at the Scott trial in
yeah,
many respects. So if you got to 47, I'm not 100% certain, not that familiar with it, but I think you will have done Tank Trap.
yeah,
You'll have
did
done
that.
Black Hills. Did you do Black Hills? Awful, awful rocks.
Yeah, yeah, remember
Right,
doing
you did
them.
Black Hills. You probably dropped down to War Bridge, which
Yeah,
is right by the road in a lot of spectators, very narrow stream,
yes,
right?
do remember
After
that.
Wallbridge, you have probably gone to Punchard, which is another stream with, in the past, it's had an absolutely massive step in it.
Yes, I do remember a big step.
Yeah, a real big, nasty thing. And then you
Yeah,
come off Punchard,
yeah,
Greater Punchard, and then you would have wound your way down to where you cross the road.
yeah, that
And
sounds
then when
right.
you cross the road, that will eventually take you to Shore Gutter and Bridge
Bridgend.
End, and then
Yeah,
up over the moors to Slackwife Gill, Stang House, and such like. But
yeah,
so 47 would have taken you down to the road after,
yeah.
uh, I think after Punchard. If I've totally got it wrong, I've got it wrong, but that's my sort of
That
memory of
sounds
where the
sounds about
trial
right,
went.
does that? Yeah, that's how I
So
remember
Phil,
it.
so how was it? I mean, what? So you got timed out. You obviously
Yeah,
basically weren't on the pace, which is
yeah.
still great respect. Tell us your story. How did it go?
Um, it started off okay. My pace felt good. I mean, the first half an hour, 40 minutes in that first bit of river, bet you get to and whatnot. My arms were pumped like everyone, every breathing, and I'm thinking this is quite fast. This I need to just be a bit mindful of this. And then probably about an hour in, ended up breaking my little toe on my left toe on a rock. So that was just niggling me a bit during the day. It wasn't, to be honest, it didn't bother me or anything, but yeah, I could feel it quite sharp pain every now and again when I put my foot down. But felt good. Got to Reel's Head, and I'd made some decent time. I mean, I've been passed by a few, but I'd also made some time up myself on the people in front. Had a good ride through Reel's Head. I think I dropped a 1 on there. Then I remember seeing yourself, Phil, at, was it Skegdale Beck?
Yeah, that was before Reel's Head. Yeah.
Hey, come on, Phil! That's Phil Taylor there, I think. I spoke to him on the channel the other day. I think it is. Following the top. Looking good there. Good there, Phil.
Yeah, so I remember seeing you there, sorry. And you say, "Come on, Phil," and I just remember turning around and seeing the camera in my face.
Sorry to distract you.
That was good. Reel's Head after that was good. Then onto Surrender, felt like I rode that really well. Got up to the top. I think clean up to the top, if I remember right. And then my front wheel just dropped in that gap in them 2 rocks at the top where you exit. Ended up taking like a 3 to get out of there. And then it wasn't, I probably got to about section, probably similar to where I got to last time when I started feeling it, probably about late 20s. I started getting cramp in my arms.
You got over the moor. You got over the
Yeah.
Grouse moor. You'd come down to.
Yeah, it's coming off Grouse moor is when I could start feeling the cramp quite bad in my arms. Probably just hadn't done the training, wasn't fit enough. And then I started to become a bit dangerous to myself. Then I think I had a bit of an off in one of the rocky sections that Rapper's just talked about. Just
Black
didn't get my
Hills.
front wheel up the
Yeah.
rock. Went for a step, went for a dab. Just slipped on the slippy rocks and then landed on my elbow quite hard.
Yeah.
So ended up having about 10 minutes sat there with the observer, just trying to get my arm moving again properly and fixing my bike, and then we got going. But I pretty much decided that coming off the moor where I got timed out that I was struggling at that point. Yeah.
There's a point, isn't there? I mean, it happens. I guess it happens to most riders, not the top, but props to most riders. I mean, I know it happens to me. That, I mean, I'm not comparing myself to you, Phil, but I know there's a point when you get so tired that you suddenly realise it's dangerous. You know what I mean? If you take on a big trial, you know, I've done that. I've taken on a big trial, and I think, oh, I'm starting to wobble around like an idiot now, even more of an idiot. And you realise it becomes dangerous. Do you know?
Yeah, that's
you know
what I always call it. When I was at the end of my riding career and I knew that I had to stop, I always said that I was an accident looking for somewhere to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
then.
It's just a proportional thing, and the Scott trial takes everybody to that point then, like it did even Phil, someone of his ability there. So yeah, so well done, Phil. I just wanted to ask a question because I've never been over the Grouse Moor. It's famous or infamous. What's the Grouse Moor like, Phil? What
Just to be honest, I do remember this from the first time as well. I remember getting out up onto Grouse Moor, and getting up onto there was quite difficult. There was like a queue of people trying to get out, and I just remember getting up there and thinking, oh, mate, I was just like, I was starting to feel it really bad, and then I thought, no, I need to get up and get cracking on over this moor because the conditions were good. There were a few wet patches here and there, which you'd expect upon the moors, but the pace was fast. You know, obviously you've seen the times that Jonathan Richardson finished on and all the other top boys. It was a fast pace, so I knew I had to get up and try and make a bit of time back on the moors. But it's just relentless. Just
yeah.
No
And is
rest.
it just crossing fast moorland with sort of heather moorland, or is there obstacles? Do they go through difficult gullies? Is it what characterizes?
No, it's pretty much like you say, just crossing the moorland through the heather. By the time I get there, there's a track there. You know, you're just following the track where all the bikes have been going, where it's flagged. But you've just got to keep your eye out. There's like rocks in the ground as well.
Yeah.
they just ping you about if you're not, if you take your eye off the ball, it's in one of them, you're being knocked about a bit, and just obviously want to try and pick your pace up, but then you're hitting them and you have a bit of a whoa, that were a bit of a, just back it off a little bit here, or and then all of a sudden you come to a bit where the fast players are probably jumping across, but there's like dips and things where you're anchoring on and just rolling through and picking the best line you can get, really.
Yeah, many sections out on the moor. They just carry on coming, do they? Out on the moor.
It's just relentless. That trial is relentless. There's, I had a few people message me who have not done it before, and they're just like, "What's it? How was it?" And I'm just like, I just wish you could just ride it, because it's the sections what the spectators see. Obviously, they're quite big, spectacular, but it's the stuff you can't see as a spectator. For me, it's relentless. It's difficult. Some of those sections you can't get to. They're difficult, really hard for like a clubman type rider like myself. Yeah, it's just relentless. That's the word I'd use.
Yeah, because as a watcher, I see a tiny proportion, a pinprick of the whole event. I dip in and out the odd section, and that's all I see. But you're just covering all that ground. All the sort of ins and outs of streams, of woods, of moorland, and everything. Yeah, it's incredible.
Well, I think I'll check my watch, and when I got timed out, I was something like 4 hours 40 minutes, 4 hours 45. And to think that the standard time was that, and I'd only got to section 47.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, how have they gone so fast for so long? Incredible.
Yeah. Another more positive way of thinking about that, though, Phil, is that you had, I might be wrong, but you had another, I think if the rules are right, another 2.5 hours on top of standard time to get back.
Yeah.
And that once you get, just trying to be optimistic here, but once you get beyond Bridgend, you're kind of up onto the tops, and then you start to trace your way back before you know it. You know what I mean? You can almost see how you could, just with a bit more luck and a bit more training, how you could.
Definitely, like you say, like we spoke on the phone, didn't we, day after when I was at my daughter's football. But I think a bit more prep, more training, definitely. I mean, like I said, I didn't pick a bike back up again. Was it end of August or September? End of August, I think it was. Sorry. So I was only on the bike for a couple of months, and I've not rode a trials bike for 3-4 years prior to that. So next year we'll be back. With a bit more practice and try and beat 47, but obviously with a goal of finishing.
Yeah, excellent, Phil. Mike, do you want to comment? Anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, it's easy to sit here being a bankside trials rider, but the Scot is such a massive event that, with all greatest respect to Phil, going in for the Scot with a minimal amount of regular riding, I think to actually achieve a realistic result, and I class a realistic result, getting around back to the finish, not necessarily in time, but getting to the finish is the first achievement. To be able to do that, if you're only a regular competitor, you need to be doing all the national trials in the north that you can do. You need to be doing the White Rose, the Travers, the Lakes 2-day, the Wainwright, the big Clubman nationals. And those are the trials you need to be doing to achieve a finish. Club trials, what I class as 4 laps around an allotment, is unlikely to be enough to get to a finish. You're obviously a young man, fit man, and capable on a motorbike, but that's what it needs to be. You need to be doing the big nationals, basically the S3 championship rounds, most of which are in the north.
I agree.
Say Travers, White Rose, Wainwright, although it doesn't happen until this weekend, the Jack Wood. get those under your belt, and then I think you've got a more realistic chance of getting round. I don't think that necessarily gym work or anything else. I think it is really just bike fitness on the bike all the time. And,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
a guy in your position with a family and business, that is possibly not something you can achieve because of other commitments. So 47th section is not a disgrace by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you're an inspiration to me, Phil. I tell you, absolutely. I mean, you did do the Lakes 2 day, didn't you? I mean, it sounds to
Yeah,
me like Rappers is spot on, but I think you know in your heart what Rapper, is. I think I don't know you that well, Phil, but the picture I'm building is you're a very capable rider who I dare say could get round in time, possibly could get round possibly in time if you really put your mind to it next year or the year after. I think you have all the ability. You just need to put the time in. You did the Lakes 2 day. You didn't just, you did that in good order, I think, didn't you, a couple of weeks back?
yeah,
But you just, as your own admission, you bought the trials bike or re-bought a trials bike at the beginning of September, which is incredible, really. That's really incredible.
yeah. I 100% agree with Rappers. I've done a few of the S3 rounds many years ago, and them are like you say, I need to be riding, consistently, really, throughout the year, and hitting those bigger long distance trials, and then in the lead up to the Scott trial, probably start doing what the regular Scott guys do in terms of finding a big long beck and just keep riding laps and laps as well as doing the bigger trials, and
Yeah.
then give myself the best possibility of kind of the finishing. So
Fantastic.
I think it's achievable. So we'll
Of
go
course,
again.
one of the things is, and this is a question that every individual that enters the Scott has to ask themselves: how much do you actually want to do it? It's a fantastic trial, it's a fantastic experience, but even if you do it and get round and in time and you get a result, it doesn't change your life come Wednesday. If you go to the trial and you get as far as section 47, still doesn't change your life on Wednesday.
No.
And there is a real desire as to how much it's worth.
Yeah.
Is it worth all the pain to get around? You can always say, yeah, I've done the Scott trial. I can say I've done the Scott trial, but I can put the caveat and said, yeah, I've done it 4 times and not yet finished it. And I'm certainly not going to be doing it now.
Yeah, but that's
No,
sport for you, isn't it? Isn't that
Yeah, it
sport?
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the great thing about it. Phil, go on.
oh yeah. Uh, it's just a real difficult day on the bike. And I watch all the YouTube videos back. I've watched your videos. I've watched other videos, and even like you see some of the top boys who are really fit coming through, and you can see the pain in their face on some of the sections. And I'm not lying when I say I'm in some of them sections, and I'm literally trying to stretch my hands out because I can't put my hands back on the handlebars and things. The pain from the cramp was unreal, but you just think, no, I'm not giving up. I'm going. We're going when this is just past. We're going to keep going, and it's just that having that determination, I think, as well. Like you say, you've got to want to get around because you're in for a tough day.
Just quick thing. What did you do for your nutrition, Phil? What did you just? How did you do that in the end?
Went to Mackey's,
You said you were going to do that.
but I only got a coffee.
All
I'll
right.
be
Okay.
honest. I got a coffee, so I got to the Scott. I got up at, I think it was 5 o'clock. My alarm was set for something like that. Yeah, 5 o'clock, 5:15. Um, didn't eat until I got to the Scott. I just had some porridge when I got there,
Yeah.
yogurt, some oats, a banana, and then I was on my electrolytes tablets for the week and during the day. I had my brother came and the business partner were there. He was flying around his enduro bike. Bro went to a couple of sections in the car, so they was giving me jelly babies, and I had some Rice Krispie bars fastened to some of my petrol cans. So we're having one of them when I got to fuel stop. So yeah, pretty much I think what most people were doing. To be fair,
Good. And no mechanicals?
no mechanicals. No, we're lucky. Although I do, it's a good job really because I remember looking down, just something caught my eye as I was riding over probably Grouse moor, and it was my pump hanging out my little tool bag that I was fastened to my airbox cover, and so it'd come unzipped, and so I stopped, and I'd lost my spare front lever, some of my tools, a gel had burst in there, so good job I had no mechanicals. I don't know where my tools are.
Excellent.
Do
Okay.
you do sorry? Do you
Okay,
do
Mike.
any other sport, Phil?
I've done quite a bit of enduro racing over the past like 3 to 4 years, but the last race I did was the Welsh 2 day in June, and then I saw my bike after that, and so I just do a bit of mountain biking whenever I get chance. But it's just like Phil says, difficult, young family, business, etc. So
Yeah, life gets in the way, doesn't it?
it does. It does. Both my kids play football, so weekends are quite hard to get bike time in nowadays. But yeah, just like anything to do with bikes. So
Right, let's change gear, so to speak. Mike, let's now focus, gentlemen, if we may. So well done, Phil. I'm definitely going to hold you to next year. Let's take a look at the bigger picture now, Mike. I'm going to ask you to reflect on the Scott trial more broadly. We're going to have a look at the results, have a think about the day. It was a beautiful day of sunshine, one of the best days of the Scott I can remember, and I've been to a few in my time. I really enjoyed it. A lovely sunny day out. I rode around on the bike with some friends, filming and watching, and had a great day. A terrific fast day. Mike, over to you. What's your analysis of Scott Trial 2025?
Right, I made a few notes here. First of all, Jonathan Richardson, the winner.
Yeah.
Not an unexpected rider to do the fastest time, because he had done it, I think, 7 times previously. So this was probably his 8th fastest time. What I thought was particularly interesting was that he'd won the trial in 2011. And whilst I don't know his age, that's 14 years ago. So even if he won it at 18 years old, this year, he's 32. And that's a good age to be winning the Scott trial. I don't know Jonathan's age, but there's a good chance that he's well into his 30s. Now, to do it 14 years after your first one is an amazing achievement. But having said that, and I'm not denigrating what he's done, I've looked in the records. Dougie Lampkin, who's an exceptional talent and nobody else can be compared to him, there was 24 years between his first and last Scott win. How about that?
That's incredible.
24 years. Last one was in 2018. So it would be 1994. He first won it. So that's one heck of an achievement. I think I've just got a few notes here. George Hemingway, in the videos that I've looked at, I think he could have won that trial if some things had been different. Now, where I see as an outsider, and his family will not agree with me, they are spending too much time talking to George at the bottom of sections. He was only 9 minutes slower than Jonathan Richardson. And I think he lost those 9 minutes at the bottom of sections with his dad and cousin Ben talking to him.
Interesting.
Now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be there. What I'm saying is that, in my opinion, if he's that good and that capable of winning, then they should be giving him his drink, giving him his feed, and sending him on his way, because he's good enough to look at a section, and he would have looked all the ones that he can get to by the road on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday to look at. He's already looked at, so
Good point.
They don't need to be losing him time telling him where to go.
Good point, Mike. If I might just comment on George, on George and Jonathan, actually. Look at who they beat. You know, they beat a whole host of real stars, of real strong riders. Of course, there's a comment that Adam Raga was there, Arna Farrar was there, Jack Peace, Jack Price had some misfortune, but they did so well. And George in particular, a first timer, was he 16, 17 years old? Something like that. Incredible promise that young man shows.
Yeah, he'll win it. He will definitely.
Yeah.
If he wishes to.
Yeah.
Talking about Jack Price, I'll tell you what I thought was good. And I know he had problems earlier on. I don't exactly know what his problems were. But he didn't just then pack up and go home.
Yeah.
He stayed, went to various sections. I was at the bottom of sections, talking to riders, guiding them, keeping them interested. So I was very pleased to see Jack around still. He packed up, 4-time winner, hoping to win it for the 5th time. Obviously disappointed, but he stayed. And
I saw him at Reel's Head on the return, and he was just running around there trying to help his fellow riders, all riders, showing them where to go, jumping around.
Yeah,
it was so positive.
I saw him at the bottom of on video at the bottom of Bridge End. Talking of Bridge End, there's been some big changes to Bridge End. They put a lot more rocks in there, and that looked much more difficult than it has in the past.
Didn't it? Didn't it look difficult? It was vicious. It was taking marks off everybody. It really was. I think I saw Adam Raga get a clean there, but not.
Adam Raga. I saw the video. Adam Raga got a clean there, but Jack Peace had a 3 on it. Alfie Lampkin lost marks on it. Jonathan Richardson lost marks on it. Moving on. Second best first timer, Jack Dance. Haven't seen much mention about him. He was 5th for a first time rider.
Really?
Adam Raga obviously concentrated on observation rather than time. But that wasn't good enough, because he was second best on observation with a very good score.
Can I just comment on Adam? It was great to see him there, and on his social media feed, I saw him at the finish. I tried to catch his eye. I tried to catch him. He was really tired, and he was polite, but he didn't want to talk to anybody. He just rode off, and I saw on his social media feed afterwards, "That's the hardest race I've ever done." That's what he said.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's incredible. So that says it all. 2 times world champion. Go on, Phil.
I saw that comment as well. Hopefully he'll come back next year. It's be good to see him come back and have another go.
In a way, that's a nod of respect to the event, isn't it? Really, it's fantastic. Carry on, rappers.
One rider who's a bit under the radar, if you like, is Australian rider Conor Hogan. He's been in the UK for a while now. His a result for a first time rider, 24th. I reckon that was pretty good. I don't know the guy, but I see him around in various trials that I go to. So I think that was a good result.
Scott Spoon as well. He just crept in there above John Sunter and Will Reynolds.
Now, what is also an indicator of the conditions on the day, because I've been to every Scott since 1978 and 2 before that.
Wow.
And it's probably the best Scott weather that I've ever been to. I've had some pretty horrible days and some reasonable days, but it was definitely a particularly good day weather-wise. It resulted in 89 finishers. And a further 13 finished the course, but were out of time. that's 2.5 hours slower than the fastest rider, which was Jonathan Richardson in 4 hours 46 minutes.
Yeah.
So 89 official finishers and 99, that'd be 102 riders got round.
Right. So
I don't
approximately
know
half.
how, I didn't count how many riders actually started. I guess there was a few non-starters.
I've got my book here. I'll just have a look. I'll just to see what was registered. Yeah, that's a really interesting fact, actually, Mike. Yeah, keep going.
So I think that was an indicator of that the conditions were particularly good
Yeah,
for the trial.
yeah. So yeah, so it's 190 starters. So just over 100 out of 190 if they all
Well, I
start.
don't think there were 190
No.
actually, because I think there was a few non-starters.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
experience is there's always some non-starters when you've got that many riders
yeah, yeah, yeah,
who are entered
yeah,
for various reasons they can't get there. Uh, I also think that there seemed to be, I don't know whether it's because there was a lot of video being taken by various people in various locations, but there did seem to be a very, very good spectator attendance.
yeah, yeah,
When you look at the videos from the various places, Reels Head, Surrender,
yeah, yeah,
where else? Bridge End.
yeah, yeah,
Even in Rotten Wood, there was where I was at the end. There was quite you can't actually see them from my videos, but there was quite a few spectators there.
yeah, yeah,
That was a good place actually, Rotten Wood at the end because I was with a group of friends and we had a had a real laugh there,
yeah,
real good crack, and seeing the riders come up and where we were stood was right where between the two sections because it was two subs
yeah,
with a bit
yeah,
of dead ground in the middle, and the riders were most of them were stopping and realigning and having a bit of a breather. But it
yeah.
was interesting. Jonathan Richardson, who's obviously been there and had a look, and was the first through, he didn't bother to stop. Just rode straight up it.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing. On that one, I really enjoyed seeing Joan Knight come through by you there. I liked his little quip was "bad idea" or something like that. He said,
Yeah,
didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a great guy, Julian.
yeah. No, very impressive. Yeah, he did a yeah. Where did he come? Yeah, he got a good placing there. Yeah, yeah. Just a shout out to some of the other lads. Is he like the kind of normal people that we don't always get the results. So we spoke to first timer Ryan Proctor last week. Ryan got to just he got over the Grouse moor and
Yeah,
basically
him and Lewis both got to the fuel stop after the Grouse Moor.
yeah,
So they did section 33.
yeah,
And I was observing on section 34, the first one at bypass, and they didn't pay me a visit.
yeah. But I mean, pretty good really for a 17-year-old, 17, 18-year-old. They've got all their future in front of them, and if they keep going like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Good ride from Jack Dixon from Northern Centre, just looking through,
yes,
so picking people out.
yeah. And he
40.
looked particularly fit when he came through
Yeah,
Rotten Wood. He didn't look at all tired. I'm sure he was, but
yeah.
he
I
looked well.
doesn't seem 2 minutes since he was riding a White Hawk 80, was it, or something around? I can't remember. Or was it his dad who rode a White Hawk or something? But around the Northern Centre, other names there. Yeah, just looking through. Yeah. Well, some good performances really. Bill Reeves, number 41, just missed a Scott Spoon, but he was right up leading the field, wasn't he? He was the trailblazer.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
I don't know how old he is, but I think he was riding in the Mintex. Now,
Right.
a Mintex is a time and observation for
Right.
youth.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that makes him still a youth A class rider.
Yeah, but like Ryan was. Ryan was in the Mintex as well.
Yes, he
Right.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So that's
yeah.
very impressive, Bill. Well done. Just missing a Scott Spoon. So total respect for that one then. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fantastic.
Jack Shepherd doesn't ride very much at all these days. He was a rider of approaching world class status when he was doing the international trials.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the same Jack Shepherd as the one I know.
Okay. Yeah.
Alice Minter was a little bit lower than she was last year. I think she was 37th last year, but
Yeah.
still
Yeah,
I
just in
always
front
think
of
that,
yeah, Aaron Drachenberg, an old faithful of the Scott. Great to see Aaron
yeah,
back.
got
Yeah,
around.
Chloe was 76th. She, so strong, such a great ride. So yeah, fantastic. I saw Chloe looked really good at looked tired but good at just determined at Rotten Wood on your video there of that one. Yeah, yeah.
Chloe, of course, is the sister of the winner.
Yes, of course. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the whole Richardson family have been stalwart competitors in the Scott ever since God was a lad. Jonathan's father, Gerald, won it, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So it's all just going through the family. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations to the Richardsons, full stop,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Yeah, I
Richard
mean,
Sadler had another good ride, third place.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Most people don't sort of really, I haven't really heard his name being mentioned as a potential winner. It's all about the Hemingways and uh, the Richardsons. But Richard Sadler, he's always there. He's a very, very good competitive national class rider these days.
yeah,
When you think that he beat Jack Peace and Jack Dance and Dana Farah and
yeah,
Adam Raga.
yeah, yeah,
That's some scouts to his name.
yeah. So I'm just conscious of the time, Mike, and I wanted to just, is there anything else you wanted to say generally about the results? Um, or should we just zoom out before to wrap up?
Only that I think the results, as they were published, they are brilliant. Not only do you get an A4 sheet for all the finishers, there is a sheet with all the times on of the
Yeah,
finished people who got to the finish.
yeah,
So it's interesting to see how long some riders took. And then, of course, there's the massive breakdown of how far each rider got. So you can look at any particular rider and just see that a particular rider has reached, in this case, the one I'm looking at, he's reached section 31,
yeah, yeah.
missed
Uh,
32, and then did 33.
yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. The that level of being able to drill into that level of detail. It's just
Yeah.
it's great.
So a brilliant result system by a brilliant club for a brilliant trial.
Yeah, it doesn't get better, does it? So yeah, I think we ought to wrap up there. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I just wanted to comment um, about thanks to everybody for following us and particularly for all the comments. We've had some great feedback on the coverage. We've done some new stuff this year on Two Wheels Off Road. We've this is the first year that Mike's been helping me. Mike did some great coverage of. You did two sections, didn't you? And I did some sections as well. Of course, you'll have seen. But the other thing we did is we did some live as well, which also attracted quite a few views, which was fantastic. So we've got I think 9, 10 videos out. We've got a lot of trial hours out there. We do our best. It's not always the most finessed coverage, but we've just got to get it out there. And I think I'm very pleased with how we've done this year and all the helpers we've had. Brett Willis helping, Richard Webster's been helping as well. And so, it's a team effort really. And just thank you, really. Yeah.
Yeah, the channel's going well. I had a count up of those 9 videos that are out there. I think they've got to over 25,000 views now, which is pretty good. It's
Yeah.
proof that the sport has got some followers, and
Yeah.
we're doing the best we possibly can.
Well, not bad for a couple of amateurs, really.
Amateurish way, but
Yeah. I mean, I
we're
just
getting
look
it
at
out
it.
there.
I love trials riding, and I think, well, you can't turn the telly on and watch trials, so we'll put it on YouTube. As long as we've got the time and the energy, we'll keep going. And as long as people keep clicking, then we'll just try and keep trying to do it. So thanks very much, everybody. I'm going to say the old cheesy old logo, life's too short not to watch Two Wheels Off Road, especially the Scott trial version. So thanks very much, Mike. Thanks also very much to Phil Taylor, who had to leave us for family reasons. I think it was there was some family pressures back at home, so he had to leave the call. But thanks, Phil. Well done, all riders, and we'll see you again next year. Well, we'll see you again sooner than that, but thanks very much. And here ends the Scott Trial 2025. Cheers, rappers.